My name is Devin Stetson, and the title of my speech is The Dangers of Bikes on County Highways. The general purpose is to persuade my audience. With miles and miles of bike trails being laid out throughout the local towns, why do bike riders find it necessary to ride on the blacktops and highways out in the country? It is dangerous not only for the riders, but to the motorists and other vehicles trying to commute on the roads. With so many safe alternatives, rather than riding bicycles in the country, why do bike riders still ride out on country roads? Motorists and farmers trying to do their jobs get put at a serious risk. These bicyclists don't need to pay for road taxes to pay for the roads they ride on the same way that people driving motorized vehicles do. For example, vehicle registration and taxes on gas. If people are very devoted to bicycling, there are a few options that they can choose from to keep riding without risking their lives on busy county highways. One of these would be a stationary bike if they are doing it to exercise or work out. If they are doing it to get a good view at the scenery around them, they could buy a motorcycle. They are very similar in size and can be used the same way as a car, just implementing what they already love about bicycles into motor form. If you talk to bicyclists, they say that the bike trails are not long enough to satisfy their wants and needs for exercise. However, what exactly is stopping them from just riding the trails multiple times? One reason would be that it is the same scenery that they see over and over if they would ride multiple trails instead of going out on a blacktop in the country. But if you think about it, in Northwest Iowa, it's the same scenery as in the country that you see over and over as well. With hundreds of miles of trails for bicycles all across the state, the excuse of riding on the same path to see the same thing over and over is rather irrelevant. Not only is it very dangerous for the bike riders, but the motorists that are trying to commute to and from work or other activities that require them to travel on these roads. Another large problem about these bikers on the road would be that, especially in this area, many farmers are taking their machinery down the road and would have to slow down dramatically and possibly even stop if there's oncoming traffic coming in the other lane. And that's a huge hazard for everybody. Because these bikers don't pay for registration and gas fees that go directly towards funding new roads, improving the ones that already exist, they should be forced to pay some sort of tax. I believe that they do, because that would only be fair for everyone. When they want to have the same rights that motorists have, they need to pay the fees and expenses that the motorists have to pay. Just for a small car, the average taxes are around 14 cents per mile. However, if you are driving a large truck or something of that similar sort, it could be upwards of 65 cents per mile. Some states, Oregon for example, has began to tax bike riders for that reason exactly, to help pay for the roads that they use to have the same rights that the people driving cars and the trucks have. Although Iowa has a relatively low fatality rate of vehicle and bike crashes, this number could be even lower if these forms of transportation were outlawed on the county roads. When these bicyclists begin paying taxes to pay for the upkeep and forming of new roads, it would be a different story. But until then, this is the best option. I do believe that this would be the most efficient way to keep everyone safe who is trying to use the roadways, and I encourage you to believe in that with me as well.